Hey, everybody. Hey. Uh, Hopefully, you're able to tune in a little bit to the Harvey Library Board meeting tonight. If not, I'm going to do a quick recap for you. I'm going to try to emphasize the quick part of it. So it was interesting, to say the least. I don't think we got really the answers that we needed, but I'll show you. Actually, no, I think I put it on the camera. I was going to say, I think I put a little bit of the agenda on the camera. But we're all set here for the library board meeting tonight. Okay, so they're just going to kind of getting set up here. Here we go. Here was the agenda. Okay. Hopefully, let me see if I can pause it where it's kind of viewable. I'm sorry, it was a little blurrier than I thought. So if you look at the agenda, you can see they start with the executive session, okay? Treasurer's report, approval of minutes, approval of bills. They didn't really do correspondence and announcements, staff reports. Then they decided to hold off on the hiring of the new desk clerk. They pushed that to the end. They wanted to do a second executive session, which was kind of strange. They talked about hiring the Delgado Law Group, which I still don't understand why they want to do that. Seal coating, carpet cleaning, the HVAC updates, and then audience participation was, towards the end. So, why isn't my thing? Salut French. I was going to say salut French. I'm saying it with the French accent. Bonsoir de nouveau. Got home. I got changed into something a little more comfortable. It's actually a little warm tonight. Slightly warm. Supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow. All right, so but that's the agenda, which they basically stuck to. There's the lawyer. And I apologize for the audio. They still can't figure out a way to do this audio right in this board, and I'm sure it's not by mistake because it makes it harder to figure out, to hear what's going on. But basically, all you need to know is this beginning part. So I'm going to start from the right. This I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but this is the staff person that they voted to hire when the new board took office earlier this year. This is the treasurer, Felicia Powell Johnson. This is the secretary, Amari McCaskill. This is the president, Anthony McCaskill. This is the lawyer, and I can't remember his last name, but his first name is Tom. This is, what's Angelette? Vice President, Angelette Taylor. This is trustee Tamika Price. This is trustee Chappelle Hooks. Trustee Shawana Morgan was not there tonight. So to open, they wanted to, I think Chappelle proposed it. They made a motion to allow Trustee Morgan to participate remotely. I think she wasn't feeling well or something. I'm not exactly sure, but and as they've done before, unfortunately, I don't know if it's illegal, but at the very least, it's highly unethical. I think the majority of the board, because these two ladies are the ones that asked the questions, and so the other one, two, three, four, they had the majority, unfortunately. So they denied her the right to participate in the remotely in the meeting. So I thought that that was pretty shady at the very least. I don't know if it's illegal, but it's especially if she really is sick, like wouldn't it be better to allow her to participate than to have to come and get everybody sick? So okay, yeah, and then so they didn't allow. Oh, Colby came in. They didn't allow her to participate remotely, uh, which I don't agree with. And then they voted to go into executive session, and we did have some good discussion because Colby was here, and some people were just chit chatting about a few things while we were waiting, and that was good. I did want to clarify. I don't remember all the names, but just so you guys can kind of see. Whoop. So this is Ms. Zirk Irvin. This young lady was the one being interviewed for the position. I found keeps pushing him off. This is Robert Hardaway. This is I think Chappelle's cousin. These two ladies talked about financial and just general literacy, like volunteering, helping kids to read. This is Colby Chapin. She's alderwoman for the second ward. And then other people are kind of hiding back there. Can't see, but just to give you an idea. But that was positive. So we had kind of a nice time, even though, both session took longer than was ideal, but at least we got to chit chat with each other. So Colby, she was passing out a flyer discussing there's a cleanup day. So if anybody wants to participate in a cleanup day, it'll be Sunday, meeting at 155th and Turlington from 10 to 2. So Sunday, 155th and Turlington from 10 till 2. And then Robert was talking a little bit. Robert definitely seemed very, surprised by all the dysfunction in the board, which, unfortunately, it's sad, but that's what we go through. And since the audio tends to be not that great, I'm going to try to connect to my Bluetooth. Let's see if my computer will connect. Enter the pin. What? Should have a pin. All right, so we can kind of fast forward through that. But it was great. It was a chance for us to chit chat a little bit, kind of talk about what's going on.
Concerns, okay? Community policing under Ed Winters back in 2019. So,
Okay. And then they slowly start to trickle back in. Gosh darn, why won't my headphones connect? Come on, guys. It shouldn't be that hard. Let's try this again. Thank you, Glennis. Merci. Come on, man. What am I doing wrong here, guys? The darn thing ain't connecting. Ah, it still couldn't connect. Come on. Earbuds. Come on, man. They go to the treasurer's report. As usual, the treasurer reads the account. Oh, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I disconnected, but I am back. Let me re-add the video. Okay, now we should be good. So I just paused at the point where the treasurer was giving her, she's just reading amounts. And then Trustee Price brings up again and says, like, well, can we see the treasurer's reports on paper, where we can see all the accounts and all the information? So I don't know why it seems like the board, at least the members of the board that are voting with President McCaskill, why I don't know why they're not able. I'm sorry, why they're choosing not to. Who wants to listen to someone read off a whole bunch of numbers? Like, it doesn't make sense. Ideally, all this stuff should be shared online ahead of time too.
Account 1100 $24.05. Account ending in 3106.
Much better. Now I can hear much better.
$790.01. Account ending in 5535. 190 giving us 400. From the bank account.
Okay, now listen to the interaction though. I love it. She's basically like, so where does this info come from? Listen.
$478.87. From the bank account statement. You guys add up the ones.
So Trustee Price says, where do those numbers come from? And Treasurer Felicia Powell Johnson says, from the bank account statements. You ask that every month.
Can we have it in writing, like on the spreadsheet at the national treasurer's report, that's the board packet, that shows us what the.
So she said, could we have it in writing? Again, instead of, this board is like so many public boards that I document. Instead of giving the information or apologizing and saying, we apologize, Trustee Price, you're correct. All of that information should be available and easily accessible to the public since it's all public funds. McCaskill interrupts and says, well, you never did that when you were treasurer. And then Trustee Price disagrees. But again, it's just all deflecting, right?
It's all good.
We have a report in the packet, like the motion.
Order.
I mean, let's not, we don't like to be liars, so let's not do that.
Well, I'll leave it hard.
Okay.
So, let's leave that alone.
So I've noticed President McCaskill is doing a lot of what Mayor Clark will do. It's kind of, similar. We're talking over people, trying to shame people for asking questions, talking down to people, including members of the public that aren't elected, and generally just trying to move the meeting along and stifle any questions or legitimate concerns.
Approval of April 14, 2025 minutes.
You won't be petty.
I'm not gonna be petty, but I can be very
But
petty.
that was just real petty.
No, that wasn't petty. I said it.
Okay, that was petty.
How's that petty?
Because,
Why is it petty, Ms. Hooks?
why is it petty? Because y'all just said about people discussing stuff in executive session, but you sitting up here
I
talking.
just said I did it in Harvey. I just said nothing else, Ms. Hooks.
I'm requesting.
Well, that's it.
And again,
Approval of the,
instead of addressing the issue that the treasurer's reports are not in writing, they're not available online, we can't verify where the tax money is going, then he brings up residency issues. Well, unfortunately, there are multiple politicians in Harvey that have accusations against them, some more valid than others, that they don't actually reside in Harvey. But in this particular situation, it's just another deflection. Just show us the money. This is the same thing that I covered on Tuesday with the Thornton Township meeting, right? They just cannot show the money. They choose not to. So to me, that's very suspicious. If everything you're saying is right, that you're doing everything correctly, why are you rushing the meeting? Why do you talk down to people who have legitimate, real questions about how public money is being spent? That's the bare minimum function of a public board, is to be good stewards of our tax money. How can you be good stewards of the tax money if we don't have clear and consistent documentation of where that money is? It's impossible.
of the August 14, 2025 minutes. Roll call.
I have a discussion on the meeting minutes. I have another request outside of the request for a treasurer's report. In the meeting minutes, when someone is, if they were not in the meeting at the beginning, when they enter, we can have this time thing.
Okay, and then here, Trustee Price brings up, hey, Foxy, salut, as we say in French, which is just hi. So Trustee Price just brings up, and this, it does happen, even when minutes are kept properly. Sometimes that's why they should, in my view, good boards, public boards that practice correct procedures, the best practices that are legal, ethical, most responsible to the public, they will put the board packets, meaning the agenda, obviously the agenda, but the draft minutes, the draft bills list, the draft of any ordinances or resolutions, and that should all be put on the public website ahead of time. Those are best practices. It's okay if they're drafts. It's okay if they're not voted on. It's okay if maybe there might be some changes. That's the whole point. How can we, as the public who are funding all these government services, give feedback on what you're voting on if we can't see it ahead of time? It's useless. So So again, most of the issues here are just they don't want to make that happen. In this case, Trustee Price was asking for the minutes to be changed to reflect that Trustee Hooks was at this particular meeting. So again, they kind of went back and forth about it. I don't understand why that was so difficult. It's like, just change the minutes.
I don't recall if he says that she was like,
So you want to make a motion to amend the meeting minutes?
She can't hear.
No, I'm asking. If I can, and so when I put, you were, the meeting minutes for the meeting minutes, there were, I think it showed.
August the fourth, last month.
Yeah, so when I copy, so I would. Oh, she was.
I mean, where's the discussion?
I have another question on the meeting.
Men or we're not?
I have a discussion, President.
Make a motion to, so we got a motion, we got a second.
Now watch. Listen to McCaskill interrupt again. He's very inappropriate, unprofessional, and just rude.
Oh, no, it's not a discussion, President. I'm sorry.
I mean, where's the discussion? Either we're gonna amend or we're not. So you need to make a motion to amend.
I have another question on the meeting.
Very inappropriate. That's not how you chair a meeting.
The other question was for under the approval of bills for the J. Smith Heating and Cooling. Was that a bill, or, because what we received was a proposal, was that an actual bill that we paid for $66,000?
We didn't pay full $66,000. They had.
Which was half of 100, it was half of the 100 and something thousand, right? Which was
What's your question?
My question is, was the J heating and cooling, was that an actual bill for services that had already been completed, or was that, because what we received was a air quotes proposal, but it was paid under the bill. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't, we paid a bill, if we paid for something that, for services that were already.
Is this related to that there was a bills list that was passed, and was that amount that was passed?
Okay, so it was a bill.
Yeah, and just, I mean, there is, the meetings are recorded, and there is a question and answer.
Okay. I think that was.
The meetings are recorded? I didn't even know. They certainly don't make the recordings available. So, okay, that would be news to me. So this relates to an issue of from the prior meeting where trustees Hooks and Price said they were presented again. They've showed nothing to the public, right? The McCaskills and the ones who are controlling the board, but they said, okay, we got what looks like a proposal, I think they said, or something, but it was basically related to these HVAC repairs that they say need to be done at the library. Could be legit, could not be. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen the information. But Trustee Price just wanted to know, okay, so what is this? Like, what is this paperwork? How much? Wait, if it was a proposal, then why is it listed that we already paid the bill? And watch how they make it so difficult. They don't have any straight answers.
I think that was one question on the merits, outside of the arrival.
Is there a motion to amend it?
I make a motion, well, I mean,
She was here to the
I'd like to
entire,
make
she
a motion to amend the meeting minutes for August 14th, 2025. Is there a second?
motion to amend to reflect that trustee Hooks was present
Person at what time?
at the beginning.
Oh, he was here at the start of the meeting.
Again, why is the president so belligerent? I don't understand
I'd
that.
like to make a motion to amend the August 14th, 2025.
Okay, so they amend the minutes to say Chappelle was at the last meeting. Got it.
Just simply not get a chance to put them, to get them sent out for review. But yeah, we have He's got to
The
prove it.
18th, the 18th, the mayor, we talked about in the last meeting.
Number 7, approval of the bills list. I want to make a motion to amend the bills list, to add, let's see, invoice. So, my total bill was missed by the accountant for $2,437.00. And then we have another invoice from GoBob's, and that invoice is for $20,776.60, which makes a grand total of $63,611.
So, if I wrong, did he just say? And of course, he wouldn't answer when I asked for the public comment. But did the president just say it was $20,000 to repair some locks, or to repair the keyless entry system? I mean, that's great. I'm all for the keyless entry if you know, if they have the money for it, if that's the best use of the funds. But $20,000 to repair, that sounds really high.
Second. Roll call.
Hold on, you say, what you say was now, you said, one time, and what?
$2,437.00. Goldilocks is $20,776.60.
Okay. Yeah, bear with me here. Sorry, I'm just getting back to the comments now. Hey, Wyoming. Hey, Wyoming. So many things wrong on this board, but let me just Google that. Okay, so what in the world is Goldilocks? Has anybody ever heard of that? Goldilocks, Chicago. Oh, Goldilocks, Tinley Park. Is that them? Tinley Park provides a wide range of locksmith services? Maybe. Interesting. Well, other than just saying it's a locksmith, okay, I'm not able to find that much information. Okay. That's a lot of money to fix locks. $20,000? Doesn't sound right to me.
$611.06.
So was the 50% deposit, given already? Cause it says here,
It wasn't.
it
So
says
what
50% deposit required.
we do is we approve the bill, right? When they finish, we'll cut the check for half. When they finish the work, they get paid for the rest. So they might get paid, they might get finished before we have the report. So that's why you approve the vote.
Roll call, President McCaskill,
Yes.
Vice President Taylor,
Yes.
Secretary McCaskill, yes, Treasurer Johnson, Trustee Lutz,
You asked to approve it or you sent it to amend?
He didn't,
Is that what you told?
he made a motion.
To amend it, right?
With an amended. So you're voting on whether or not to pay all those bills in the amount of
$63,611.06.
So all the bills are voting on are about 63,000. We don't see anything in writing.
Trustee Morgan, absent, Trustee Price.
And I'm gonna clarify before I vote, I'm not.
So good for Chappelle. She asked some questions. She voted no because they're not given enough information about what they're paying for.
What it is, for each one. No.
Motion carried.
Trustee Price votes no too. Good. I agree. Again, I don't think they gave enough information about what the hell they're paying for.
Regarding the bills, and this, I don't know if this is gonna be a question, but actually, this is a statement. During
Aha! So I asked the question after the meeting to clarify this. This is the HVAC thing, yes. So Trustee Price is saying, all right, so this company that McCaskill keeps trying to push through their bid, it's like $60-some thousand for HVAC repair work, okay? And she said, okay, so you're saying that their bid was from 2023, right? When we took bids? And McCaskill confirms yes. But Trustee Price says no. They were not one of the companies that was included in that bidding process because she was on the board then.
The last bid that we conducted.
That's not true. Sam received it.
What bid process?
They turned it in. I don't know. That was the company he recommended. I said it before. The trustee Luke said, what does that mean?
No, I'm talking about the actual bid process that we rolled out through the attorney. And it was conducted, not you, this was in 2023. And I asked you, how long does the bid last? And pretty much said it was indefinite.
Just to clarify, I'm you said you sent me an email at 6:13.
No, I know, I'm just.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure,
No,
like you
I
said.
just sent it to you
Okay.
this evening so that you could see all of the companies that were involved in the bid process. And that company was not one of them. No, it's not okay.
So if what Trustee Price is saying is true, then President McCaskill is lying and saying, oh, guys, I'm going to bully, I'm going to push this through, really quick. I just agree to pay this HVAC company $60-some thousand. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were included in the bids from 2023, and Trustee Price is saying no. So again, if what she's saying is true, then the president's lying and he's pushing through. So then again, that's why we need to see the papers, because I can't tell you who's right or who's wrong. I have to see it for myself.
I'm asking.
I don't know what answer do you want?
You said that they were part of the.
That's what I was told. That's what I would receive from Mr. Anthony. Yes.
No. I even, last meeting, I said the bid from 2023, 2024, and I asked.
And you asked the attorney, how long does it last?
How long does it last? Sam was not here in 2023 or 2024, so he could not have been a part of this.
He was here in 2024.
That's funny. They've also made to spend things but use lunchroom tables for me. And we, again, just like so many of the boards I cover, we have no idea where our money's going, and they will do anything but tell you.
Well, not we, but the 4 members of the board voted to pay a company $66,000 last meeting. Work that has not been done. That's a problem. Why are you saying correct as if that's okay?
Well, there was there's emergency situation.
So again, the recap. Trustee Price says, so the 4 of you, the majority that are voting with McCaskill, because you see, they don't say anything, right? They don't really question anything. They don't have any clarifying questions. The McCaskill and his other 3. So she's saying, okay, well, you guys voted to pay this bill, but no work is done. So why would you do that?
Has it been rectified? If it was an emergency, then the work should be completed.
We can't, because Harvey hasn't given us a permit.
Exactly.
4 to
So
6
how was
weeks.
it- And you know that there's an entire process where they have to block the streets, so this could not have been an emergency.
So I would agree with Trustee Price. She's saying, okay, so if you're calling this an emergency repair, that's why you had to vote to spend $66,000 of our public dollars so quickly with so little scrutiny. Then wait, but now you're saying it's going to take weeks and weeks to get the permits from Harvey? So we did have time to be more thorough about this. So something's not adding up here, guys.
Because of the material. Because if you recall, in 2023, we went through the process, and they explained that they have to have a permit, they need to shut down. Equipment, it's actually in there, and they tell you the lead time for how long the equipment takes to get to us. So where did this company come from? If we just
Ask
paid
Sam.
66, no, I'm not, Sam was not the board president.
It doesn't matter. If they Sam.
Oh, I agree with Trustee Price on this one. So McCaskill's saying, well, ask Sam. That's the employee that you voted to fire. That, as far as the people I've talked to, they said he was doing a great job in his work at the library. So McCaskill, you and your allies, you want $66,000 of our hard-earned tax dollars to go to this company. Who are they? Oh, I don't know. Ask Sam. Ask the employee that you fired, but you're the president of the board. Why should we pay $66,000, President McCaskill, if you don't even know who we're paying? You don't know who this HVAC contractor is? That's a problem.
Company here, just like you brought another company from Country Club Hills, just like you brought another company from Kankakee.
So if Sam gave you.
You guys also voted for it.
How much was it?
For the people that he brought here.
What people, what are you talking about? Let's be clear.
Hey, listen.
No. This is important.
Again, Trustee Price, I agree with her. She's just saying, what are you talking about? Deflect. Who do you want us to pay $66,000 for? And why is there such a rush?
I'll tell you what we do.
I'll tell you what, no.
At the end of the day, what do you want me to do?
I want you to tell me who we
Show
paid.
facts.
I
That's what I want you to do.
showed you. The invoice was there, what else you want me to do?
That was not an
That wasn't even an invoice, that was an estimate.
That's it. We move forward.
No, we can't.
We can't move forward.
Boy,
The
you paying
discussion is
$66,000
going.
to somebody that ain't done no work.
You're moving
Excuse
forward.
me, he wanted to put, if you read, and concrete was in the description of everything he was gonna do. He was going to change all 10 units that went
That
out.
was an estimate.
Okay.
That wasn't no proposal or none of that.
Okay.
President McCaskill, I'm just asking you.
Okay, here we go.
We don't have insurance. Where's his insurance?
He's turning everything into the city of Harvey, and that's why he got issues.
Should the board not see
Well, why we
that?
don't see it?
Another great question. Right. Does the dude even have insurance? Does the HVAC guy have insurance? You're just going to let him up on the roof and work on 10 expensive AC units that you're talking about? Oh, well, he showed it to the city of Harvey. This is not transparency. It's not right.
Did that have insurance?
We're talking about someone that.
It's all good.
No, it's not all good.
It
We
is.
paid $66,000.
Ms. Price, why are you concerned about what's going on in the city? of
And then
Harvey?
he keeps this President Price is driving me crazy. He just keeps deflecting continually. Do you know anything about the new super in Dixmoor 147? You know, I don't. It's on my list to catch up with them, but I've just been swamped with stuff. Hey, no apologies. Hey, Crook. I did give you a ring. Hey, Crook. Does the HVAC have a bond just in case something goes wrong? Well, according to the president, when Ms. Price is asking these questions, at least about the insurance, the president says, oh yeah, well, he gave it to Harvey. Okay, but where is it? Why wouldn't it come before the board first? This is totally out of line or out of order. Show us where in the minutes we voted the entire amount and the PO work order fulfilled. Exactly, status. It's like, how hard is it? This guy will do anything. He and his three. Now, you notice how quiet they are, right? So unfortunately, Miss Taylor and the lawyer and what's her name? I would say Amira McCaskill. I messed up her name. Amari McCaskill, and then Felicia Powell Johnson. They're not saying a thing, right? So they're voting on our money too, to how to spend our money. Obviously they're just going along with whatever McCaskill wants.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
You can say, I'm here every meeting, so you can help, and you can
At
tell
the end of the
me,
day,
I
we
pay,
have an agenda,
I work in Illinois,
We
I
have-
pay taxes in Illinois.
and you get homeowner exemptions in Arizona.
Okay, so
And again, deflection. Answer the question about the money, President. We didn't ask you to get into a debate about residency.
where,
And the state of Arizona has verified your residency.
listen,
So they verified your residency. You know, when people run around,
Where's the money? That's what we want to know.
he said, where's the receipts? They're all.
Where's our tax money?
You gotta.
So,
You got
answer the conversation.
Right, you brought it in.
Anyway, at the end of the day,
And he loves to be like little Clark, like little Clarky. And you're out of order. And like the trustee said, like he was even talking to me, but whatever. It's like they work for us. I understand you wouldn't want someone to interrupt the meeting at all, at all points or whatever, but you can't even do a basic job of a public board to tell us where our freaking public money is going or where it's at. That's just, it's more this corruption, Crook County, right?
play. Y'all play too much. I swear to God, y'all play too much. Like, all day.
And
At the end of the day, my question is about
I asked the
city
question.
apartment.
Tell you why, because at the end of the day, that Yankee bond that was paid for, your chance is over.
And I said no.
Okay, so what are we talking? It's over.
And I said no.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
Who is the company? The total was 130 something.
Did we pay the down payment of 66 on the bills list?
It was on the bill list, as if the total was 66,000.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
First of all, we received
It's all right.
one
We're
page.
moving some- we're
No,
moving
we
forward.
cannot move
We are
forward.
gonna move forward.
Um,
We are gonna move forward.
Is that legal for us to pay a $66,000 in to do this?
So it's over $35,000. It should have gone out to bid. It was representative went out to bid. What you're sending me today, just so the record, you sent me something that says Arctic Engineering, $227,000, Gatewin, $186,000, John Mayer Corporate, $190,000, Corellis, $213,974, Corellis Train, $155,554, Corellis Train, 163,516. I haven't had an opportunity to look at this. I don't know if these were the bids. As you indicated, at the time of 2023, when the bids went out, I was not the lawyer.
And not
To
one
the
time
extent,
did you just say to Jay Smith, you showed, did you?
I don't know
I
what this
did.
is, to the extent that there's records that need to be looked at, and someone wants to provide the bids that when they went out. As I told you last week, I didn't get it.
Yeah, we need to see that.
We didn't see it. I never asked to get it approved on it, to the extent that we could provide the documents.
Okay, so correspondence to the next.
I'm sorry, then can you at least give us a timeline instead of the,
4 to 6 weeks is with Harvey waiting for the permit.
for the permit?
From the
And
permit
then,
department.
okay, I'm still trying to understand it. So we're in September now, October, so they'll be doing the work in the winter because that was the issue before. They couldn't do it during the winter months. So,
Right. You can't, when the weather gets too cold, you can't really do stuff with AC units. I mean, you're not supposed to because you can't test it when it's cold. I'm sorry, you guys. It's a whole bunch of gray noise to me. Even this lawyer, like Tom, I guess is his name. No answers to any questions. No answers. All deflections, things that are made up. It's just a huge waste. Former Markham employee just for the superintendent there gets paid over $340,000. Ooh, well, I think that's way too much, honestly. Why does the library care about our taxes? Well, I mean, residency is a legit question, but it's not. He's using it as a deflection instead of answering where the money's going. Don't forget to oh, thanks, no apologies. You're so sweet. Hope all's well. My daughter's been asking about you. Told me to tell you hi whenever I talk to you. Aw, that's sweet, Krug. Hey, Gigi. Revert your tax dollars. We'll spend it correctly. Trust us. Don't worry about 10,000 chicken. Thank you, Status. Good. You know about the chicken wing scandal for 152. Yep. Oh, Mimi. Sorry, not sorry. No, Status, you're totally right. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, 144 needs to be investigated also. They're doing a lot of illegal things in banking on the residents not to care. I'm telling you, so many boards are like this, you guys. We need more people to come out and help cover these things. This is your money. And remember, it's not because we're greedy and we actually care about money. Money represents, your tax money represents, something like when we have public services, we want them to be the best because otherwise, if we didn't have them, right, if it would just only people, we still have a very unequal society, but it would be even worse. So if you had the resources, personal wealth stored up, or because your family did, then you would be able to get libraries, schools, fire, police, but if you didn't, you wouldn't have any of those things, right? So that's the whole point of why we have these public boards and these public services. That is the point. And so we should know where our public funds are going, and also, you're taxed from what work you do. So it's part of it, when they're taking our tax money, they're taking a part of your life. They're taking your time away from your kids, your neighbors, your friends, your whoever you want to spend your time with. So think about that. If you're not fired up about like, oh, I can't picture, like, what does that mean? Wasting my tax money. Well, just imagine all that extra time that you could be spending with those that you care about and you love and doing things that you like, except you have to work longer and harder because your taxes are so high, and they go to people like this, Mr. McCaskill and his 3 colleagues, where they not only do we not know where the tax money's going, but they just keep fighting and won't give answers. That's not acceptable. Worked at a school in Markham, and they still haven't changed the water fountain filters they started 2 years ago. I believe it. Sad to say, but I believe it. So yeah, she's right.
The independent contractor, like he's it's like a company of one. I'm sure he can contract out, but I'm just trying to
I don't know
understand.
what it is, but I can tell you.
So you don't know what it is?
I can tell you. This is what I can tell you.
Y'all hear this, right? This is what y'all want, this is what your tax dollars.
How can you want to pay $66,000 and you don't know who this person is who does HVAC?
No, but what I'm saying is, this is what I'm telling you.
This
This is
was,
if somebody has.
he put it off again.
And
They act like people crazy.
This isn't.
Oh, y'all act like people crazy.
So this is,
It looks like there's some things in here, but it's not the full package.
so this was sent to me.
oh, you were gonna take the job at 152. Yeah, there's a lot of corruption.
Trustees of the library are seeking to have you investigated because they are saying that Matt had you listed as being paid for $1,508.65 as of 7/9/2000, $66,000. Per the trustees, the invoice looked tampered with. They also said that Matt is 45 cents on investigation fraud. Just a heads up.
So he was reading something about maybe a complaint that was sent in or something, and something that was forwarded to him about the complaint, investigating fraud.
It's all fun and games. Everybody says what they want to say, but at the end of the day, we are here trying to get the job done. We've been in air conditions for over 6 years.
I'm just saying.
Over 6 years. And so when you were
It's off, I mean, it's hot.
come on, man, stop it. If you want
What's
to
blowing? Y'all get something
when
blowing?
you want to back,
Yeah, it's
when you want to back,
It felt cool to me in there. I mean, I think it was definitely working. It wasn't hot in there.
when you want to back, off, but it is what it is. I see what's going on.
Said you was how she got up and started doing the message.
And it's still not a controlled flow in here. It's not going cold.
I'm not saying it's personal, but what I'm saying, she put it on for
This process been going on since 2021 since I've been on this board, and we never.
More excuses. No answers.
Those employees were complaining that it was super hot. Patchwork.
I don't know, I've never seen.
You pay them $1,500 and $8.65.
My husband said, first of all, I don't know. It's like I could care less what you say my husband says. I'm talking about what
I'm saying is.
Right. See, McCaskill's trying to bring other people into it. You have to stick to the issue. The issue is, where is the money? He doesn't want to answer.
Okay, Tom.
Said she's not there.
Okay. It's unprofessional, so I'm
Okay, so
Right.
correspondence.
It's a whole comment, no, it is, no, what it said, they couldn't find if she was married. It didn't say that she wasn't. I'm just expressing what she said.
This is so
That's all.
irrelevant.
No, I mean, just like they said, they said she said married. Same thing. So,
You're doing it for clicks.
Great question, MM. In your opinion, what do you think happens to the money? Why aren't they transparent? So what I've seen and what's been explained to me is so you have kickbacks that will happen, and a lot of that has to do with contracts that are given to family and friends. So let's say if McCaskill wanted to make up a company, or it could be a cousin or a relative or a buddy that maybe doesn't even do HVAC work, but to do this work and say, oh, okay, yeah, this was the best bid, wink, wink, and then pay the guy, well, then that person can give McCaskill or someone on the board a kickback. And that's one way they make money. And then if you're like, oh, but how would that work? Well, for instance, the way it was described to me, like, let's say your school board, we mentioned the school board. So let's say they're doing an event and they have bouncy houses. So it might cost $1,000, let's say, to rent the bouncy houses for the events. Well, the people that have a majority or whatever, doing whatever they do on the board to get things voted on, they say, hey, when you put your bid in, say it's going to cost $5,000. But remember, it really only cost $1,000. Like that's like the reasonable price. So then again, they could get the kickback, the difference, the $4,000 extra, and then they could split that between their contractor, friend, family member, whatever, and then the board member. So when people say, which is interesting, because I kept saying, hey, we're your bosses. We pay for this board. And I know Angela, somebody else I think said like, oh, but we're not paid. We're not paid. A lot of these positions, right, they aren't supposed to be paid, but they find ways to get paid. So that's one of the big ones is just just contractors, and there's not enough oversight as far as what's happening, who's being hired and if the prices are reasonable, et cetera, et cetera. That's one of the ways that I've been told. Let me see here. Hold on. Why is it not letting me go up? Oh, thanks, Crook. Oh, thank you, Crook. I was gonna say, yeah, you know what? I am close to 1,000 subscribers. So you guys, I appreciate if you subscribe. 15 away. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was that close. I knew I was getting close. Thanks, Crook. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you, guys. Yes, let's bring improvements to the Southland. Oh, just like at 144, they said that companies were owned by family members. It's a rumor. Oh, was it a rumor? I don't know. I don't know 144 very well, but a lot of times, yes. So people, school board member, any board members, they will fight and claw their way and do whatever they can to get on these boards because they might not be paid. Some of them are paid, like our aldermen, they make money. They actually have salaries. The township board members, they make money. They have salaries. But regardless, if they do or if they don't, they want control of the contracts. Think of how much, all the millions of our tax dollars that go out to pay for the different services, they have to, they go somewhere. And if you have control of the board and you're not honest, you can make sure it goes to people that and then you find ways to split the money. And you can make a lot of money that way. It's sad, but that's what happens very often.
No, we want to know where the money is. Show us the money. They just want to see the money, and we do too.
And again, anything but saying the answers. So what did he say? You got more money than the city of Harvey. Really? I do. Oh. I wish. That'd be awesome.
This is meeting about you. You show us the money.
So now what? Let's talk about that.
She might be homeless exemption for someone.
Okay, and? Or what she sure got a whole lot, y'all got a lot of properties too. I mean, y'all sit up here, y'all try to.
That's too Chanel looks.
And
This ain't the time for that. This ain't the time.
Well, you need to tell
We
me
got a
that.
public y'all.
And sorry, she wasn't on camera, but that's Felicia Powell Johnson. So she starts yelling at Chappelle.
Let's act like we got some shit around here. Get the business settled down. That's right now you're wasting my time.
Tell me that.
I'm an elected official. I want to take care of business and private issue. All that other stuff is irrelevant.
Now notice Amari McCaskill His daughter, okay? Now, tonight, I just learned supposedly maybe Miss Powell Johnson is related to the McCaskells. A few people said yes. I'm not sure exactly, but that's what I was told. But for sure, Amari is the president's daughter. So they're family, possible family. Even if she isn't family, though, remember, these three all work together at the Park District Board. And 1, 2, 3, they're all on the library board. This is not what good, transparent government looks like. There's way too much overlap here.
I am too. Tell him that. Tell him that. Tell him that.
Oops, sorry.
We pay you. You work for us. They're asking where the money is, and you're hiding it. Stop hiding it. We pay for everything.
I love that. We don't get paid. So I yelled at them, and they're like, well, we don't get paid. We don't get paid. Isn't it interesting how quickly they were to yell back, we don't get paid? Like I said, don't ever believe a public board member, especially school boards and library boards and parks, when they tell you that. Because like I said, it's true. They don't get paid. They're not supposed to get paid, but they make ways to get paid. Summer's over. Oh, yeah, summer's just about done. You're right. Yep, it's going to be fall officially in about a week. 10 days.
Thing here, we're the taxpayers. Stop disrespecting us.
Okay. Correspondence announcement. Do we have any correspondence announcements? No. None being.
And then you can tell, like, Amari, Felicia, and Gillette, they all just go along with what McCaskill wants. Like, oh. It's like, come on, guys, think for yourselves.
Staff reports with
So rude.
So rude. That's right.
I'm standing right here. I want to stand there close by and make that announcement.
Oh, yeah, and the poor gentleman they always ignore.
I have a new desk clerk.
So then they were talking about hiring a new desk clerk. They decided to table that because they wanted to go into another closed session later. I don't understand.
Have a discussion with the board.
That's what we're going to table it to Ms. Carol gets back. And then we're going to go back in executive session to interview.
So that was confusing.
Can you amend the agenda after the meeting has started?
Okay. So then, because we were talking about legal things. That's why. If you have to leave, you can't.
But you ain't say nothing else. Okay.
What you talking about?
I heard what you said.
What I said?
You said catching a flight.
To where?
But you ain't saying nothing else though.
Stop, man.
Man, y'all play all day. Y'all.
Approval letter of intent, I received the letter.
Oh, I swear to God.
Motion to table. Call roll call.
Universal services.
President Pascal.
Yes.
Vice President Taylor.
Yes.
Secretary Pascal. Yes.
All right, so they tabled that.
Yeah.
Carried.
Approval letter from letter of intent to the Delgado Group. They sent it over today. I haven't got a chance to get the time. But I'm gonna make a motion to approve, via the attorney's approval.
And I agree. The ladies are like, wait. How can you approve the letter of intent from Delgado Law Group? Yeah, that Delgado. Remember Tiffany, Thornton Township, or anything, that Delgado. How can you approve? We already have a law firm. How can you approve, though, the letter of intent and all this? And say, I haven't sent it to the attorney yet, but, I'll take care of that later. But anyway, yeah, we're still going to vote for it. No.
Question.
Well, we gotta wait till second.
She seconded already.
Good, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I wanted for the record to state that, the group last meeting was approved to, approve for staffing agency and trustee involvement. And now, my
They were
understanding.
approved as,
It's already approved.
yeah, they were approved as a special staffing agency and all.
Mhm.
That's what was the motion was.
Staffing agency involvement, okay.
My uncle's son, who's 23, started an HVAC business with 40K. That's awesome, Cook. In a perfect world, how would you even get these people out? Why isn't the community more involved and interested in what happens to their tax money? Right, Emma. Good questions, Emma. Right. These are the things that keep people like me, activists like me, up late at night. Right. How can we get people interested, involved? A lot of it is. I mean, yes, I think we are doing a lot to get people involved. There was actually a pretty good turnout tonight, but I think in a perfect world, see, our authorities here in Illinois and Cook County would be doing their job, and they typically don't. So we do have complaint processes, and we, and I'm learning about them. I'm trying to help people to make the proper complaints, but too many times the authorities they have connections to the people in power, and so the laws just aren't enforced. Or you complain, and they're very weak on the enforcement. Even about a used cargo van to haul his equipment around. That's smart. Yeah. How many libraries are in 5 square miles? One small building, Cher. One small building. They spend way too much freaking money for one small library. It's really a shame.
As special counsel, I also want to make note that it's also the attorney for the Harvey Public Library District that we have a trustee and an employee of, but the attorney does not conflict.
I'm gonna get a whole job done. Why would we want to hear that?
So
Great question.
So Robert Hardaway asked, and I agreed. He's like, but wait a minute, Delgado. That's like from the township, right? With Tiffany. Why would we want to hire them? Stupid.
I wanted to say for the public was that, or for the record, I'm sorry, is that the Delgado Law Group was set to be brought on for staffing agency, but they're also being brought on to sue me.
No, that's not true.
That,
That's not true.
oh,
That's not true.
then I'm.
Tom is gonna do the one that's gonna investigate the lawsuit that the board approved in executive session, the consensus of your residency that you don't live in Harlem.
What law firm will be on that?
That was consensus.
So Tom will be doing that.
Tom will be doing that.
And then
The Delgado group is.
Oh, okay. So McCaskill's saying they're going to have the current counsel, Tom, which is, oh man, I forget the name of that law firm. It's another one that does a lot of municipal law. So he wants Tom to investigate Tamika Price's residency. Okay.
Gonna do the background history to find out how was Addison Group brought to the public library, paid $217,000 without board approval. That's what the Delgado group can do.
You just lied. You just like.
So he wants Delgado to come and investigate how much. Okay, so McCaskill's alleging that there was 200-some thousand paid to the staffing company without board approval, and that's what he wants Delgado to investigate. So that's what I'm hearing.
When you say pay $217,000, do you mean for the?
They were paid $217,000 for the 2 employees.
They were never paid without board approval.
But you brought
So let's not say that they were paid without board approval. We
What are we
voted.
talking about?
However,
It was already voted. All I'm bringing here is being transparent, bringing the approval letter. Once Tom gets it, I'm asking for, the motion was
For the record,
to
I
approve.
would just like to say that the Delgado group is being brought on as a retaliatory response, because after the meeting where I stated that my concerns about there being a conflict of interest with your daughter, your cousin, and then your wife.
Who's my cousin?
Well, I'm sorry.
So she's okay. So now, I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to take this much time, but sometimes these things get confusing. So Ms. Price is saying she believes trying to hire Delgado's law firm is in retaliation, and then it's also connected to complaints about the connection between, like I said, the two McCaskill's father, daughter, and then I think she was saying that Felicia Powell Johnson was a cousin as well.
The secretary's cousin, are you not related to, you guys are related to?
I ain't related to nobody, that's what y'all stop for rumors and stuff. Yeah, like my cousin, how about that? Now, coming in with this false interpretation about people instead of getting to know what's going on. State the facts for real.
Okay.
Stop playing up here with these people's time, and let's get this business taken care of this library. Delgado Group is coming here to do the investigation of the audit.
They gonna come in here and do, why y'all just don't say that?
We already voted. We already voted for it.
Yeah, I don't agree with Miss Powell Johnson though in that I just hear the two trustees on the left trying to find out where our money's going. That's not wasting time. If anybody's wasting time, it's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people right here. Do you see how they're all? This is what we say in politics when we say these corrupt boards. Can you tell they had a meeting before the meeting? Because you notice they're all doing the same thing, okay? And you're not supposed to do that, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, technically, if they're all talking to each other, that would be a quorum. Sorry, leave the lawyer out. But 1, 2, 3, 4, that's enough for a quorum. They're not supposed. You're not supposed to be discussing these things together like that, unless it's public. But you can tell they definitely had a meeting before the meeting.
Well,
It was a dollar for last week. Exactly. Exactly.
So what you want to know what's really going on at this library and what's been going on with that $6.5 million bond that we got. So
Yeah, the bond. I mean, okay, look into the bond, but what about what's going on now? One small building, probably 2 employees, 7 aldermen. Yeah, the board. Actually, the Harvey Public Library used to be run by the city, but what I was told is that in the 90s, at some point when the city board was more and more corrupt, the library apparently was still very well managed, and they wanted to break off because they were afraid that being infected by all the corrupt politicians on the city board. So then they put it before the voters, and they actually became a separate taxing entity. So it used to be under the city. Isn't that interesting? He doesn't want anyone investigating his wife. Right, exactly. Remember, McCaskill's wife is still listed as a consultant under the Harvey Library. Apparently, we found out tonight she hasn't been paid. I don't think she was paid the last month, but still, you have the connections there. They also all work together, all the McCaskills and their associates at the Park District Board. So she's running for Mrs. McCaskill's running for Cook County Commissioner for the 5th District. So they definitely, she doesn't want any attention on that. Public libraries within 5 miles of Harvey, and told you can find it 10 public, right? Yeah, we don't have any shortage of libraries either. Or right, yes, that's what he wants. He does not want his daughter, his family. They don't want the whole racket they've been running for years to be exposed. I mean, it's nothing new, unfortunately. Supervisor, so 10 libraries in Harvey? No. Harvey only has 1 library. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah, Harvey only has 1.
way forward, you guys need to know that you brought up the fact what's going on. But that's like Delgado coming in and give you facts. Y'all just supposed to have facts before you bring it
There's
on.
the first, there's the second.
How you gonna get somebody?
So why would you hire Delgado Group? First of all, why do you have to hire another law firm in to show the facts? Come on, you 5 right there, the McCaskill's crew. Just show us where the money is. Stop with the BS. Show us where the money is. These people these 5 on the right, give me a freaking headache. Show where the money is. Obviously, they're hiding stuff. It's so obvious. Come on.
Approve a letter, then nobody said.
I gotta fast forward. I don't have patience for this stuff.
The motion said, I make a motion to approve the letter. There was a second. Yes.
Trustee Hooks.
No.
You're out of order. Discussion is over. You have to explain, it's a simple yes or no.
I do have.
You
questions
explained it.
For the
Don't
Rude.
drag it out.
For the record, after I expressed my concerns about the conflict of interest with the president and the consultant and his wife who's already on the board, and you said that you're not related to Dr.
I have to explain myself.
You know, I just wanted to point out that after that statement, the very next meeting, there was
Shut up, Bill.
retaliatory.
Who? Who's the talking?
Oh, now what? So this another inappropriate. It's all deflection and distraction, right? Anything to avoid telling us where our money's going. So then Felicia Powell Johnson says shut up to Chappelle and calls her some name.
To me, you ain't talking to me. Yeah, shut up. No, I ain't got to shut up because you ain't got no kids sitting over here. You ain't got no kids sitting over here.
Motion carries.
So
You can take that back to your chest.
We need to find someone to do seal coat the parking lots and put stripes for the parking lots. It's getting to the point where it's about to be winter. So we can get, Ms. Morris to look into that, and the carpet definitely needs to be clean. And then
okay,
Tom,
did you vote on that?
RFP for an audit firm, so we can start our audit. Number 10 of the old business, the HVAC update. Ms. Morris told me that the contractor told us in 4 to 6 weeks for Harvey to give a permit. And that's the last I heard of it. Number 11, audit participation.
I'm sorry, before we move on off the HVAC updates, do you have anything in writing that we can see? Or
Ms. Morris, she's on.
this one page that we received a description of?
Ms. Morris, she's on. Ms. Morris is going to get documentation.
I apologize.
I know we were supposed to try to meet last month. And since I wasn't able to meet, I
This poor guy.
hired a room to sit down there and teach CPR. And I heard, I want to talk to you about the pricing of regular room. I don't need anybody to delegate any money to me. The students will pay for the classes. My classes are only $65 per person, and they get their card, they get all their requirements and stuff. And even we can also
Poor guy.
program, and they say you do other things. We'll sit back and negotiate.
You get a chance to talk to Ms. Morris about the rate for renting a room in order to prove it.
I just can't bear to watch the whole thing again. So this guy has been asking. He's so patient. He just wanted to teach his CPR classes in the library. The last meeting, McCaskill basically asked him during public comment when he asked again, "Can I do this?" And he basically said, "Well, what do we get out of it?" Dude, you're the president of our public library board. You don't get anything out of it. Didn't you just say you're not paid? So anyway, sometimes they really tell on themselves. Can't believe there's this many problems in a library board. Exactly, Wyoming. That's why it's not about the library board, right? It's about money. People more than likely are stealing money. It has to be, because why else would all this be so dramatic? Is Hatboy McCaskill? No. Yeah, so he's just a gentleman. I mean, not that I'm aware. He has been trying with this board to allow him to teach CPR classes. They're $65 a class, and this is just a bunch of feral people. Exactly, Cher, right? Isn't this crazy? I'm telling you, I can't. They just don't want to, besides the two ladies on the left, no one wants to actually talk business status. I'm just a regular specular.
Okay.
So you finally hear the McCaskill says, "Okay, go talk to the staff person." So this poor gentleman.
They fucked up in Dalton. Why would we want them in Harvey? I just feel that y'all can do, listen, I just feel
I'm
that
explaining
y'all
myself.
alone.
The actions, hold on, let me send it to you. The actions of the officials have nothing to do with bearing of who represents them. As you can see, he has.
Whatever. So anyway, the question was why in the world are you hiring Delgado? And I don't think McCaskill had a good answer.
On ignorance. Right? You might have some students that you teach.
What I'm saying is he works for that law firm, though. You know,
No.
he's not there. Oh, okay, my fault, okay. So the Delgado people are not here right now.
They wanted to bring them on though.
Oh, but that. No.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say a person does a bad job based on.
FOIA requests and financial reports and everything.
That has nothing to do with attorney.
Yeah. I disagree.
There's going to be a scope.
Have there been any charges? See, that's the point, and they weren't successful.
There's nobody can charge.
I wouldn't hire Delgado, but anyway, they debate about that for a little bit. Next.
As a former employee that was fired from Harvey, why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a full say on it? Why we don't have a just a suggestion. Our reading level was at a 4th grade in Harvey, 4th grade
You
level,
can't blame that on the library.
but let me finish. President McCaskey,
Yes, ma'am. But you can't blame it on us.
I did. This is an extension of the community, and there's a lot of children, all in fairness, whose parents work a diverse schedule.
Correct.
This is an opportunity for them to come, as I'm trying to get my literacy program the past couple years since I came back from Atlanta to Harvard.
So she was just saying, hey, you know, can we do some more programs for the kids, basically? And the board, McCaskill just brushed her off.
Public and came
I'm Robert Hardaway. Rob Hardaway, big dog.
This is sad. This is very sad on your part. Everything we done has been unprofessional, all the way to when you have vacancies on this board. And people turn in stuff.
You tell him, Miss Woodard. This is Miss Woodard, so she's a Harvey resident, and she's the only person in this room that is a certified librarian. She has a degree in library science.
What is her name?
A letter of interest,
Okay.
all the way to when I looked online.
And she was talking about when there was an opening on the board, I think earlier this year, they had a trustee resign, and then they just picked their buddies, or they had 1 or 2 resign or something, but they just basically appointed their buddies, and you know they didn't allow anyone to apply.
How you posted the job post for the library director's position. It must be detailed. It was poorly done.
Then you what?
I did not apply because you probably came forward.
Well,
You understand me? I'm not trying to be cocky like anything, but it was poorly done. The thing is, like her and like you act like you cannot be touched.
thank you. She called out. She said, like Clark and like you, McCaskill. And it's so funny, right, that they're rivals, supposedly, quote unquote. I'm not saying that they aren't, but really they act very similarly. They're both acting like she said, they're untouchable, they're not accountable, they're so rude to the people that they're supposed to serve.
Usually I don't get out of character, but I'm gonna get just a little bit out of character. Let me explain something to you quickly.
That's not how you talk to the taxpayer. She's right.
No. The fact that you say this is unprofessional, this. Man, we sit here and take meetings from the public for free. Let me start with the thing.
Well, you should, because you're accountable to the public, especially if you behave like this or you hide shit all the time.
The second thing is we go above and beyond. We try to do the best we can. The condition of the city of Harvey, I'm so tired of people thinking this the library. Like, don't talk about I'm untouchable like what?
Okay, it's like this. We put you in office, we can take you out.
That's fine. You have that chance in 2027.
You understand?
That's what we need. We need to get these people out. But they really should be. I think we do need some criminal investigation because there's so much secrecy in where the money is. Halfway. Oh, Cher, you mean the president? That is the McCaskill. That is Anthony McCaskill, husband to Keisha McCaskill, who is running for Cook County Commissioner against in the Democratic primary against Kiana Belcher. This is that McCaskill family. Yep. They control the library board that you can see here, and they also control the parks board. They just a bunch of feral people. Okay, yeah, we got that. Wait. Any client of AutoSend? What's that? Follow the money. Right, Denise. Always follow the money. Oh, Bert Odelson. Yeah, any client of Odelson or Delgado, definitely not to be trusted. Sad that there are not many firms that handle. Right. Yeah, I know. I'm like, there's got to be some better, honest lawyers that could do municipal law. Harvey Library's their own little piggy bank. Bingo. You got it, Wyoming. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And when I leave here, we're gonna have the most money Harvey Library has ever had in the bank.
Oh.
It's not have to be a state of capital, but you have a
Whatever.
one of the things you have
The next step is a report for the state.
okay.
Good. Report them to the state, girl. Yes. That's what they need.
Kalina Wood, KALEENAWO.
We are Bienvenue Financial, and we have a company
our resources to the Harvey Library. We do offer budget and saving strategies, understanding credit.
Yeah, and these ladies were offering some things to us here.
Basics. We do have a background in financials, and we are financial educators. We do mentorship, tutoring. As she said here, that the kids connect to see more. Do that. We are to undergrad. I know children on this part as well.
Yes.
Greetings,
Thank you. On this part as well as a community.
thank you.
Thank you.
So they were two young ladies. I think they said they were both from Harvey, but basically offering financial literacy as well as, I think, just reading, helping with reading.
Yes.
And then Colby spoke.
Clean up, so thank you all for allowing me to speak. We'll be beginning.
Okay, and then she shared about we're having a cleanup day again. That will be Sunday from 10 to 2, 155th and Turlington. So Colby shared about that. Then I forget who was next.
So I received a call from the Assistant Attorney General yesterday morning about a situation here at the Harvey Public Library.
Okay, and I'll summarize again because I'm losing patience. But so Chappelle said that there was something she heard from some authorities, and she shared a phone number which I'll share with you. So she said, if you have any complaints, and I'll put it in the chat, any complaints about corruption at the Harvey Public Library, which, as you can see, looks like there's plenty. She said you can please report corruption complaints about the Harvey Public Library to 773 674 2700. So she said that I guess the assistant attorney general or some got a hold of her and was trying to help her and said, here, you can contact this number 773 674 2700. That's the number to State's Attorney Public Integrity Unit. Okay, so you can report that to them. So that's a great number you can use. I think seeing this, you probably all could call, right? You're like, geez, just seeing how they don't answer anything in this meeting, that alone, that would be a good reason to call.
Back, send it 674.
Okay, so she shares that.
And there's all
And I think it was my comment, but she was super rude to me, but
you got 23240.
Mr. Harvey mentioned.
okay, and that was me. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. The other thing Chappelle mentioned is that she had a complaint about I guess the lady that we see sitting, she's all the way on the right. You can't see her in this frame, but she's a staff person that the current board, the McCaskills, basically brought her back. And I guess she was fired at some point. But then they found that she was still getting paid after she was fired. So that's another thing that they want to look into.
Why would the board hire Delgado? It's partially answered. It sounds like you guys are trying to sue or go after Rusty Price. I don't understand.
We're doing an investigation on the interactions with the staffing agency. So
Yeah, so he's saying they're hiring Delgado for the staffing agency.
We're hiring to find out exactly what happened during that time frame that the Alcee group was brought to the Harvey Public Library.
Do that since we already are.
Because there's a
paying for it.
conflict of interest. Because I'm not telling Roach Group, actually to the corporation council.
But there's already involved with the corporation council and another trustee, so I'm not sure to answer your question.
You don't have.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's still.
He's so rude. And you don't have the floor. Yeah, but you're trying to investigate her. Obviously. Like, wow.
It's
So
still not
rude.
clear to me.
But what you can see, we get into it a little bit.
But that's
Promise,
right.
we're almost done.
Let's clarify this at a later time. Also, Mrs. DeCasco, I was just wondering, I don't believe her contract is still valid as a consultant, but if not, is she still working for the library board? Okay.
So Harvey will use it right here. She hasn't been paying too much.
So she's, okay, so she's no longer,
Because
working
she
for the
has not
library.
received any funds for too much for the library.
Why not? Because someone else is-
She not.
So we did check that after, I'm sorry, Trustee Price checked after this exchange after the meeting. Excuse me, and she said indeed it was not on the bills. So Mr. McCaskill was correct. Because don't forget, Keisha McCaskill has been a paid consultant for the Harvey Public Library. So she has her husband as the president, daughters on the board, friend and colleague and possible relative Felicia is on the board. And then they're all voting, or they've voted in the past on paying the wife, the mom, as a consultant. I mean, this is a nightmare of ethics and just not doing things correctly.
On the bills list.
She was on last month.
I bet you wasn't.
So listen to this. It's crazy.
No, that's okay. I was just wondering, and you please put it, like I said, please post it online, because everybody, we just want to know where the money is going online. So it's hard for us to really understand what's going on.
We're in the process of, the IT person is in the process of trying to get everything back.
Yeah, and then he's blaming the IT person for why they don't share public information online, which is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds,
You said I'm the one who did it. I'm not the IT person. I heard you back.
I would say, as far as priorities go, since again, you guys work for us, the taxpayers, do that first and show us everything. Yes, you are the steward for our tax money.
And Mr. Hardaway is absolutely right. Yeah, thank you for chipping in, Mr. Hardaway. Is like, yes, you work for the citizens of Harvey. This is the problem. Do you see? So that's where I have to disagree with Angela Taylor. Excuse me. You're saying, but we don't make any money. We don't make it. It doesn't matter. You are the stewards of our money, of our resources, and you are accountable directly to us. But just the fact that someone, that they be arguing that is not good. Like, come on, guys. You should be serving the people. Don't argue with us.
That is correct. All of these people, you work for all these people.
Okay, next.
Also, what's going on with the director search? I was wondering if there are any updates on that. Okay, no updates on that.
Yeah, he just didn't answer.
You guys want to hire a firm?
What do you mean? We need to hire an audit firm.
Excuse me, sir. The tone, when people ask you questions, it's not appropriate.
And so this is when I had to just go off on him because, I really wanted to say something when he was talking down to the other people, but he just talks down to people, just like Clark. This dude got a baseball cap on and blue blockers. Wait, oh, does he? Wait, are there sunglasses on the top? Oh, I don't see any. Oh, maybe he has them backwards. I don't know. Whatever. But I mean, do you agree? Like, he's so inappropriate. But listen, he still argues with me. Listen.
Not appropriate. You work for us, the residents, sir. Sir, not appropriate. Do not speak down to me.
You're not.
You might speak down to these elderly ladies here, but
Let me
you're not
tell you,
going to
you
do it.
represent all black women? That's what you tell me? That's what you
Deflecting.
See, he deflects again, and he talks over you. He talks over you. He's so freaking disrespectful. So I'm glad that I spoke up because it needs to be said. Like, you don't talk to people that way. Clark is like that too. You can disagree. You don't always have to agree with people, but we're not abusing you. We're not swearing at you. I mean, we have the freedom of speech. We could if we wanted to, but we're just asking about where the money's going. Our money.
Deflecting. So the question is, what are you auditing? You're just like Mayor Clark. Don't speak down. You answer the question. What's being audited? You're speaking to me just like Clark talks to Kobe and the other people that ask questions.
I want everybody to know I'm not an employee. That's my daughter, she's the founder, but I'm not an
Right.
employee.
So what's the audit for? What's the audit for? What's the audit for? No.
So instead of explaining what the audit was for, he just said your time's up. And then I tried to say I'm reclaiming my time, but he was extremely rude.
Oh, sir, I'm reclaiming my time because you were arguing with me. I'm reclaiming my time. Also, did you say it's $20,000 to change locks? Also, what did you do with a $30,000 grant for Napoleon Harris?
Vice President Taylor, yes.
So,
Secretary McCaskill, yes.
and just in general, you guys are totally disrespectful. And again, you took my time illegally, and it should be 3 minutes. That's what you have in your board guidelines, not 2 minutes. Yeah, because you wasted my time. This board, you are not being professional. You guys got to be transparent with us. Come on. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame, shame, shame.
And they
Shame.
know better.
If you're telling the truth, comment. You don't want to answer any questions. Mr. President, Mr. Lawyer, would you like to make any comment? You don't want to answer any.
Tom, the lawyer, he never says anything. He just shows up for the checks. It's so freaking sad.
Questions. Mr. President, would you like to answer some questions? Will we get any questions answered or what's going on?
So, yeah, they made a motion, I guess, and voted to go into executive session and cut off all the other public comments, let alone mine. So again, they don't follow any rules.
Public. That's appropriate the way you spoke to you?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, you guys. But the crazy thing is, let me show you. I want to show you towards the end before I left. Look at this. Oh, and thank you, Miss Price. If you watched the full video, she did. Trustee Price answered some questions, and she clarified some things. But I already mentioned that. But look, now it would be one thing, maybe, right, if everything were immaculate in the community and everything were taken care of, right? But take a look at the condition of things right outside of the library. Look.
You know what
Sorry, you said someone tried to steal your muffler. That's horrible. He's just someone who's home, I heard. It's not even that big.
I didn't see what happened, but they said the police just went to do something. There was a homeless guy, I think. I don't know what happened.
So that's the library.
That's the whole library. Like, it's not that big, you guys.
And the sad thing is that as mayor, Mr. Clark loves to say, you know, Harvey's doing so well. It's such a beautiful city. Okay, then why don't you take care of
Look at this.
the burnt out houses, right? Now,
And by the way, I know the library board's not directly, obviously responsible for this. This is all the city, but the library owns, I think, at least 2 empty lots that are right next to that burnt out home, and they don't do anything with it. Well, that's directly under the control of the library board. So they're part of they're a part of why Harvey looks the way it does.
these are vacant, and these are some of the oldest, most historic homes in Harvey, right? I do the
They
historical
sure
society.
are.
So some, people ask me, why did you get involved in politics? Well, because politicians are what we call like this on purpose because they make money. Bad. So there's a lot of funding that goes that need, like Harvey is, and
So the library owns, I think, like I said, 2 or 3 lots on the corner here. These are really nice apartments back here. But like, who the heck wants to live in a nice apartment? But then you got to look at this shit. Like, it's disgusting.
we don't know where those grants are going, right? We haven't seen the receipt. Beautiful. That was a fire, I think, just maybe a year tire. Corner, that's 155th and Turlington. But they need to be put in the hands of people who will fix them up and live in them. They need people living in them. So unfortunately, that's a lot of what we go through in Harvey. And then again, you come here, these 2 homes right next to the library here are well maintained. They've got nice fences, but it's just, we need that consistency. And that is so far what the city is refusing to do. So it's frustrating, especially when we know that Christopher Clark ran his campaign in 2019, all about saying like, oh, Kellogg doesn't do anything about all these abandoned properties. I'm going to make them for sale. And especially if you live in Harvey, you can get them for cheap or for free or for $1. And we're going to make things look nice. Well, this is, you hear what Clark says in the meetings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see the little propaganda videos they make, but look, this is what these really look like in some of our blocks. That's the reality. Now, can you imagine if you're one of those people? This is Turlington right here. So if you're some of the people that, let's say they live in this building, right? That's a nice brick building, probably from 20s, early teens. Okay. There's another one of the oldest buildings in Harvey are always going to be like this. Okay. Very few of them were brick because we weren't Chicago. So in the 1890s when Harvey was started, was built up, we didn't have that requirement that Chicago did. The oldest buildings, they're historic. Then you have some brick ones that were added. Maintain them. Do you think they want to live next to all that? And like I said, these houses, these properties, they take care of themselves. But would anyone want to live next to this? You pay all those property taxes, and
and this is what you have all over the city, unfortunately. So it's just uneven. And some blocks, like, thank God, my block, I think we only have 2 empty buildings. But I'm just saying, like, this is dysfunction. This is not when McCaskill, the library board president, or Clark, and they say, oh, everything's going so great. Why are you guys so difficult? Why do you want to ask these questions? It's like, no, things are not going so great. You guys are paying a lot of money for a little dinky library.
Maintain your home. Do you want to look at this every day? Look at that. That's crazy. So, all right, you guys. Well, I'm going to get going, but yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, so that's it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Anybody have any questions or anything before we go? Otherwise, that's it. I did give you that number about the corruption, and then I'll be coming out with some more. I will do a video on how to make a police complaint as well. So, any last words, anybody? Thanks for joining, those of you that came. Au revoir, Wyoming. Our next city council meeting will be the 22nd. And off the top of my head, I can't think of the next meeting. Let me see if I can glance at the calendar to see if I forgot. Do we have anything huge coming up? I'm going to try to attend an event if anyone's interested in Flossmoor. They're having an event called Bringing Film to the South Suburbs at Flossmoor Community Church. So it's, it's like 10, 15 minute drive from Harvey. So if anyone's interested in that, that's public. Bringing Film to the South Suburbs. That's going to be in Flossmoor. You can contact me for more info. And then Colby mentioned that there is a cleanup day from 10, what did it say? 10 to 2, 11 to 2, something like that. At 155th and Turlington. So right by the library, we'll meet on Sunday. Okay. I think that's about it, you guys, for today. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Cher. I know it's the stuff with the shooting yesterday, a lot of people are upset about it, but honestly, I think that the government probably staged it or something, because it's sad, and I know some people don't believe it, but like, it's not just conspiracy theories that are crazy. Like, if you read up on COINTELPRO, that the FBI did in the 60s and 70s and some other things, I mean, the FBI and the CIA do kill people all the time. I hate to break it to you. If you think that the U.S. government is always about doing the right thing, sometimes people in the government do, but a lot of times they don't. And they have these things called false flags. Our CIA does things like this all the time in foreign governments, that the big corporations, if they want control of a company, they'll go in and they might stage an assassination, make it look like it was, let's say a leftist group, so that it can more easily promote a takeover by a dictator, a fascist or fascist-leaning dictator on the right. So I hope that that's not what happens, but just be aware that knowing the history of the CIA and the FBI and the U.S. Military, I would not put it past them that it's possible that this I mean, it definitely seemed very targeted, the killing yesterday, but it's very possible that it could be linked to the government or you notice how someone said, I haven't Googled this to verify, but someone said that Charlie, the guy who was killed yesterday, had just joined out some other Republicans calling for the release of the full Epstein files. So I wouldn't put it past Trump and these high ranking pedophiles and rich people that really do run the world. They don't put that past them as far as unaliving someone in order to distract or to start conflicts. So just be aware, be careful. It's not like we can't be paranoid. I guess if someone really wants to come after us, they're going to. We certainly do the best to keep ourselves safe, but yeah, we have to keep our eyes on the prize of justice and liberty and justice for all, because certainly Trump and fascist folks that want to have an extremely oppressive police state, they're going to use events like yesterday to try to turn us against each other and to try to justify having a police state where no one has any rights anymore. So just remember, stay firm. And that's why I want you all to be involved in local politics, because that's where it all starts, your local boards. So I encourage you to get involved, stay involved, and let's encourage and protect each other in our pursuit for liberty and justice for all. All right, bonne nuit, au revoir, et à la prochaine.